right, friends, we're on Unit 4, Lesson 7. Our objective is to measure and draw angles, sketch given angle measures, and verify with a protractor. So first I'm just going to look at our different figures. I have several. So I have some lines here with that intersecting line. I have an angle that if I'm looking at that, I can know that it is an acute angle. I can also use my template, slide that in, matching up with the vertex. It is not making our 90-degree angle. So I need to know, looking at that is an acute angle. Then I'm looking at this one and knowing that, whoa, that's going way far out. There's my template, 90-degree template. It's going farther out than 90 degrees. All right. And then I have a new new angle for you, where we have our 180 degrees running all the way across, and then our arc measures below that. So I'm going to extend beyond and go down further than my 180 degrees. Okay. All right. So you can see I've got some measurements in here. So I went ahead and I already measured that this was about 40 degrees. I had to turn my protractor because I can't measure this one where my ray is going and I'm looking at an opposite angle. So I have to turn myself. So I'm looking and making my ray go through my 0 and know that this is about 140. And then if I wanted to add that whole angle together, I would add 140 to my 40 degrees and get 180. So this big line, that intersecting line, would be 180 degrees. Okay, so let's try with a new line here. I'm gonna match it up. I'm gonna look at this one. So I'm gonna put my vertex. I'm gonna line my protractor up, making sure my 0 goes through the ray towards W. And where's this ray coming out at? That ray is coming out at about 140. So I'm gonna write in there that this arc right here is about 140 degrees. And looking at that angle, it's an obtuse angle, so 140 is a reasonable answer. So we're gonna look at this angle, and it's a straight line going all the way across. So if I'm trying to look for 180 degrees, this whole arc, this one should be about 40. So if I put my protractor on there, point it to 0, it's going through my 40 degrees. So that angle is 40 degrees. Okay. Again, when we have our angles that are not perfectly lining up on our paper, they're all different directions, I have to make sure that I'm turning my page, or like myself, I just turn my whole entire body so I can see. Gotta make sure it matches up with the vertex. And it's going straight through my 0, so that arrow's going straight out my line. And then this one, I can see that it's going about through my 50. I could be off. So when we're measuring angles, it's allowable when you're first learning about geometry to be about 2 degrees off. So I could say that this is 48 degrees, maybe 52 degrees, okay? Moving over here, you can see that I've measured this one. That would make sense as this is an obtuse angle. So 110 degrees, I'm just gonna verify that, making sure I line my protractor up with my vertex. My 0 line is going out towards F, and this is going through about 110. Okay, and then we're gonna go back over to this figure. So you can see my measurements here. I know that this line, anytime I see that line, it's going to equal 180 degrees. Okay, so the angle that we need to measure is the one going below the 180 degree line. That's why a circle protractor is very helpful, because sometimes we can subtract off of that 360, or I can just measure as I've done with this one. I'm just gonna make sure that I line up with the R vertex, and my 0 is pointing out towards the S, and it's about 50 degrees, okay? To find this whole angle following my arc, 180 degrees plus 50 degrees is 230 degrees. So this angle right here, this big angle, I'm gonna write it inside, is 230 degrees. So get my 0 in there, 230 degrees. You're gonna do the same on your homework. You're only given one ray. You're going to measure the degrees they're telling you. So you're gonna line your protractor up, making sure your ray is going through 0, and then making sure that you can see your 30, and you make a mark on the outside. You could also make a mark on the inside on both. Then you're gonna use your straight edge, and you're gonna trace from the mark you made from the vertex. So you created your 30-degree angle. What do you notice about this line? This line is going the opposite direction. If I put my protractor right here right now, it's pointing to the 180 degrees. I want it to point to the 0. So I'm going to turn it around, just like I'm kind of turning my camera around, and I'm gonna make sure that that's going through the 0. So now that it's going through the 0, I need it to go through the 65 mark. So I'm gonna find 65. I'm gonna make a mark on the outside of my protractor at the 65, or about at 65. Then I'm gonna use my straight edge. Gonna make my ray. And knowing that 65 is less than 90 degrees, I have to make sure that I'm drawing an acute angle. I can verify that with my template. Yes, that is less than my 90-degree template. Okay, all right. So good luck, and may the 4th be with you.